Let's now grab a look at these Zoom and Dropbox. There seems to be some call buying in Zoom.
Starting to come back. I was looking at this chart the other day. It's pretty interesting chart. It's a pretty interesting chart. Let's go back 2 years. Okay. Big move up. We're going to do this right here. Okay, so big move up here. Obviously, this was 2020. Everybody's at home. Zoom comes alive, and you have something here that sort of looks like this, and then it looks like this, right? And now it's starting to do this, and it's an interesting chart. I mean, it feels like it stopped this sort of downward trend, and it's starting to turn around. The 50-day is moving down a little bit, but give it a nice move up, and you'll see that 50-day turn this way. You have a move from 280 to 410, 280 to 410, and is that right? Man, 280 to 420, 400, so 405 there, 407. So 270, right around 270 to call it 405. So that's how much? 135. 135 plus 340 would get you 475. Let's call it right around 480, which is right here and here. So I mean, that's what I'm looking at. This chart looks pretty good. It looks like
Nice.
they've spent since October, November. They've spent 8 months now, sort of digesting a huge move from 80 to 580. Okay, and this is a huge digestion, right? So 80, let's call it 80 to 580 is 500 points. So 580 minus 250 is half of that. So 250 is 330. 330 ends up right around here, which is that gap, which is interesting. Okay, so that's just a 50% retracement all the way around. Yeah, I mean, if you get anything where one, it's becoming more likely that people are going to be working from home. Zoom becomes that much more valuable, and they're not going to if somebody, whether they conquer the world themselves or someone goes in there and buys them because everybody's using Zoom, then you can get a stock that starts moving right back to where we were from the beginning. So if you have a little bit of imagination here, I would say that to me, it looks like a stock that is trying to do. And I don't have a cup here. I usually don't do this. I only do this here, John. But something that's starting to look like, this, right? And if it does that, maybe it can hang out here for a little bit, but then it's going to shoot straight up, straight up this way. So I'm looking at something that looks like this long term. We would be right around this spot. That's how if this was that shape, that's how it would go, which would get us all the way through here. Now, that might take another 6 months, call it till next February and March. However, we're seeing call buying here?
Yeah.
It's got to be call buying.
Next week, yeah.
Oh, next week. I'm talking about 6 months. They're talking about 6 days. So the 400 calls. Gotcha. Okay, 400 calls, they're buying these. And wow, they started at 230 today?
Yeah.
They're $9 now.
Could have been a day trade as well. I mean,
wow, look at that. Is there any news on Zoom? Hybrid work from home, Zoom video stock shoots up after. Okay. That's interesting. I mean, look, I don't know about 6 days. You got earnings coming up at the end of August. So looking at September, but I think, you now see what I see and sort of how I would think about it. The whole variant, and people have come into grips that whether it's this variant, the next variant, another variant, we're living with something that that could have its ups and downs over years, and so Zoom becomes that much more valuable. Another one that becomes that much more valuable is DBX, right? We're seeing we saw call buying, is a name that we like, name positioned well for this type of, they're a platform, a place where people work and are able to talk and drop their files. So talking about September, yesterday we were talking about September 31 calls. I think someone was buying,
32s, right?
32 calls, right? And today they're rolling up from 31s, taking a little profit, but loading up a little bit more, doubling up under 33. So selling one, reinvesting into the 33s. So you're looking for, Dropbox is a name that we've liked for a long time, frankly. It's something that is a stock that was cheap, now cheaper from a value perspective, but now we're looking at how do we get the momentum guys in, and let's just see what 3 years brings. So again, you see how this is, it's interesting. So you could just see, this circular bullish type of move. And now, it could actually start catching wind. See how the 50-day is moving higher like this. The 200-day is moving higher. This is, MACD looking like if we start getting a boost in this direction, then you go here.
Okay.
The contention was that someone should buy them, right? Google, I'm seeing more and more about Google platform, trying to get me on Google's platform. I haven't even heard of it. I'm not someone that would just do it, but if you presented me with something smooth, easy to use, and put it right in front of me, maybe I would do it. I think, maybe Google's not there yet, and I mean, I'm sure they're trying, but maybe the easy answer is just buy DBX.
Right.
It's not only do you get the customers, but we were saying buy DBX at 24. But they what do they care, right? They just made another couple $100 billion. This is an easy one. This would be an easy one to just wake up and see, no brainer. It trades at 45, So that's something to look out. DBX again, pandemic, Zoom, DBX, Slack was already taken out. Teams from Microsoft we were talking about. All these things, they're all in that sort of circle. All right.